If you've written JavaScript for any length of time, you've probably seen this 1,000 times over. You have an array that you need to transform, so you create an empty one. You write out a whole for loop, you manage the counter, and you push your items to the new array. It works, but it's clunky. It's a lot of typing, and it's just not how modern JavaScript is written. This whole block of code is a minefield for off by one errors, and it makes your code incredibly hard to follow. But what if you could replace that whole block with a single, clean, simple line of code? In this video, I'll show you how to ditch your old loops for the modern array map method. It'll make your code cleaner, more readable, and a heck of a lot harder to mess up. Let's start with a simple job. Say we have this array of numbers, and we want to return an array with all of the values inside of it doubled. With a classic for loop, it would look something like this. First, we would declare a new array to hold the results. We'll call it doubled numbers. Then you would set up the loop with its three-part ritual: the initializer, the condition, and the incrementer. You do the math, and then you have to remember manually to push that new value into your array. This is called imperative programming. You're basically giving the computer a detailed step-by-step recipe. And when it gets the job done, it's loaded with what we call boilerplate code. You have to type out every single time. It also forces you to manage the external array, which can lead to unexpected bugs if you accidentally change something you weren't supposed to. That's a problem called mutation, and in a big application, it can make your code a nightmare to debug. Okay, let's do the exact same thing, but with a modern declarative approach. Instead of telling the computer how to do the work, we're just going to describe what we want it to do. This is where map comes in. The map method is built into every JavaScript array. It loops over each element for you, runs a function that you supply it, and then here's the magic part. It returns a brand new array with all of the transformed results. So to double our numbers, all we have to do is write this one line. First, we would write a const to double numbers with map, and we would write numbers dot map. And this is a function that we're going to give this value. We're going to grab our number. We're going to return our number times 2. We take our original array, call map, and pass a simple arrow function that says, for each number, return that number times 2. And that's it. No setup, no index, no counter, no push. The two key things here are that map always returns a new array of the exact same length, and it never changes the original array. This idea is called immutability. And it's a huge deal in modern programming because it leads to safer and more predictable code. All right, doubling numbers is nice. Simple demo. But let's look at something you might actually run into in the real world. Let's say we get an array of users from an API. Each user object in the array contains an ID, a name, and an email. Your job is to return an array of just the user emails. With a for loop, it's the same old story. So we have our users array. We would have to create our user emails array that is empty. We would have to run our for loop, or let I equals 0. I is less than the users dot length. And then we want to increase every time we go through this loop. I plus plus. Inside of here, we would have to take our user emails, push onto it the users at the index dot email. Again, it works, but it's just so manual. Now let's do it with a map. User emails with map. You take your users array, you map over it. Each item in that array we're going to call the user. We want to return the user.email. You get a clean new array of just email strings. And this code is incredibly easy to read. It literally says what it's doing. It is mapping an array of users to an array of emails. This isn't just simpler. It makes your code so much easier to understand for future you and the next person to maintain. If this just saved you from writing a bunch of for loops and you're ready to level up your JavaScript, and TypeScript for that matter, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button and ring the bell, because map is just the beginning. In the next video, we're going to look at how you can chain map together with powerhouse functions like filter and reduce to do even more complex work in a single line of code. Look, the for loop isn't dead, but for transforming array data, it is clunky and it's error prone. By switching to the map method, you can write code that's not only more concise, but it's easier to read and safer because you're not accidentally changing your original data. This declarative style is what modern JavaScript is all about, and it's the key for any developer looking to write cleaner code. It's not about writing less code, but it's about writing smarter code. So next time you find yourself about to write for let I, just stop and ask yourself, can I use a map instead? What's your favorite modern array method? Drop it in the comments below. I'll see you in the next one.